From the greatest museum all over the world that is dedicated to showcase treasures of the ancient Egyptian civilization, from treasures that are considered to be unparalleled, from gem, from a place that is second to none. Welcome to Exclusive with Taghreed Hussein.
Here at GEM, you are not only dealing with a building or with people, but the main object here is the artifacts that we are displaying. So in every step that we are designing or building this building, we have to consider how we are going to present the artifacts, how we are going to conserve them to stay along as much as possible. So we have different displays related to how the object should be displayed. So our main passage to the galleries is the Grand Stair. It's over like 5,000 meters square. I have very heavy objects, tons of weight. So the design had to accommodate this weight. So I have to do heavy structure. The steps has to be very structured very well in order to accommodate the weights. I think I have over up to 32 tons. So this has to be considered very well. The plinths were designed to display the object as beautiful as possible and to try to maintain it as much as possible. Then I have the galleries, of course, whether it's Tut Gallery, Tutankhamun Gallery, it's over 7,000 meters square. The artifacts are somehow different, so they are very delicate. Most of them are like gilded or gold. So the design switched to be inside showcases. I have several showcases with several sizes. They have temperature, humidity, in order to conserve the artifacts. The light has to be perfect, same as in the permanent galleries. They are over 18,000 meters square. And of course, this is integrating between heavy objects displayed on plinths and inside showcases for the fragile or small objects. I think I have a lot of things that really distinguish GEM, starting from the size and that it's really dedicated to only one culture, which is the ancient Egyptian culture. So I'm having thousands and thousands of objects displayed in one place over this huge area. Let's start also that it's not only a museum, so it's like a major culture hub. So I have conference building, I can hold conferences, I have libraries, I have the conservation center also related to it. So it's a big establishment that's dedicated to the culture of ancient Egypt. And then I have, of course, if I'm going to talk about Tutankhamun Gallery, this is the first time that all artifacts are going to be displayed in one place. This is so magnificent. And I have the main galleries that are going to take us through a journey in the ancient history, starting from the pre-dynastic era and the Old Kingdom. Then I'm going to see the Middle Kingdom, the New Kingdom, and then I'm going to end with the Greek and Roman period. So having such long period of time with the magnificent artifacts over this huge area is a lot of things. There is a lot of things that are going to make a gem one of a kind.
We're still continuing our tour at GEM, the Grand Egyptian Museum, an unparalleled place all over the world, the greatest museum all over the world. The whole world is paying attention to GEM and anticipating its inauguration. Continuing our tour here on Exclusive. The pieces here and treasures at GEM are actually displayed in a very magnificent way that is unparalleled all over the world. We're really honored to have with us Ms. Mona Nauman, who is the exhibition director here. Thank you so much for joining us on Night TV International and Exclusive. Ms. Mona, tell me more about the way the pieces are exhibited, the way our treasures are showcased, which makes actually GEM one of a kind all over the world.
Good morning, and thank you so much for this chance, and welcome to the Grand Egyptian Museum. I would like to introduce to you the exhibitions of the Grand Egyptian Museum. Actually, the display is in a thematical route, but at the beginning we have for sure the obelisk square in the open area outside the building, and then you will face the grand hall, which we are standing now. You have a collection of the magnificent statues for royal statues from kings and queens, like Ramses II statue and the Ptolemy king and the queen and the columns of King Merenptah. And also when you have the chance to go to the galleries, you will go through a vertical gallery with 108 steps for the grand staircase, where we showcase the highlights of the kingship and royalty in ancient Egyptian history. Then you will have the main galleries and King Tutankhamun Gallery. In King Tutankhamun Gallery, you will have the collection of the king, which consists of more than 5,000 pieces. It's distributed among main themes, highlighting his rebirth and also the funeral of the king and the discovery of the tomb, which is a very important topic that related to workers from Egypt and from the British excavations. And also you have a section about his lifestyle, including his main chariots and his wardrobe and clothes and the main tools that he was using during his life, and then was accompanying him in his afterlife journey. In the main galleries, actually, we have different stories. It's introducing the history of Egypt from the prehistory time until the Greek-Roman and the late period. You will have main themes like the life and the beliefs and also the community, and you have the kingship. We are trying to show how all of the topics are creating this magnificent empire, and how the community was living and what was the main positions and work crafts among ancient Egypt. Also, let me say we have specific collections that focus the relation between the building here of the Grand Egyptian Museum and the Giza Plateau and the Great Pyramid. Like in the Old Kingdom Gallery, we have the collection of Queen Hatshepsut, which is the mother of King Khufu. It consists of a collection of her seats and jewelry, and also some vessels, which highlight the importance of the queen and how she was buried beside her son. And also, if we go through the timeline, we have from the Middle Kingdom very important statues for kings like Snusir I and King Amenemhat I. And also, if we go through the New Kingdom, we have very magnificent objects and collections related to queens and kings. We have a very unique statue for Queen Hatshepsut, which was very important in the history. And if we say Hatshepsut, we remember the journey to Punt. And the journey to Punt was illustrated on the walls of her temple. But here in Jem, you will find it illustrated in the walls of the digital streams area. And in this case, we continue the story with the media and the interactions. It took a long time actually, and it was changed during many years. I work here since 2010, so I passed through all the levels of the work. The exhibition department is working in cooperations in all of the departments of the museum, and I would like really to thank everyone working in the Grand Egyptian Museum, starting from the security, the people are relating to the transportation of the objects, and the installations team, the database, everyone really. I don't want to forget anyone, but they all work in a very big harmony. We started to design the galleries first according to the story we settled in the exhibition department, and then we selected the sub-stories and how the scenario goes on, and we choose the flow of the visitors, how the flow will be, and what is the most important and the key objects that we have to highlight to attract the visitor to continue his visit. As you know, the gym is in a very big space, so the huge space will be difficult a little bit for some people to continue the visit, but we are trying to put attracting points inside the gallery to let them continue. And now we are working on the process of installing the last part of the main galleries, and actually it's a very hard work. We selected the grouping of the objects and every place of every object inside the showcase, and how we display it from which side, and also the interpretation and the labels, the texts, the panels, the media, everything, even it reflects afterwards on the brochures and the flyers and the publishing of the museum, and also on the website. So it's all like one unit working in the same time, just to keep the same vision of the museum and introduce it to the visitors.
Black land, Egypt, Egypto, from Egypt, from the land of the civilization, from the cradle of civilization. Here are messages of peace and love from Egypt, from the mother of the world to the whole world. From Exclusive with Taghreed Hussein. Here at GEM, definitely kids find more about the future and also, of course, learn about the past, the ancient Egyptian civilization. Lots of activities on the sidelines here for kids visiting GEM. Thank you very much, Ms. Iman Abul Hassan, who is the director of the Child Museum at GEM. Tell me more about, of course, the idea of having a special museum for kids. Definitely it has a great impact on the kids during their visit. The activities, what's the main purpose?
At first, you are more than welcome, you and all Egyptian children and family, school visits, all are very welcome to Children Museum. The idea of having Children Museum as a Grand Egyptian Museum is very important to have something to our real treasure, because the children are our real treasure. Children Museum is something exactly like any other museum, but it's dedicated to children. And if the museum is please don't touch, but Children Museum is please touch, please interact, please play, enjoy, and have fun. So the main idea was because we would like children to have an experiment that they will never forget about it. A memory that they will remember forever. Here at GEM, we have a space dedicated to children, and they have a lot of hands-on activities and technology games, and also during their visits they will have more than activity, and they have STEM. STEM means science, technology, engineering, art, and math. And they will have different activities to empower them through the learning experience. And we would like children to learn more about their history and their heritage, and to be connected to the heritage, because our heritage is very important and not to be forgettable. So it's very important to have a Children Museum at the Grand Egyptian Museum. Children will visit all the galleries, and they will be connected with the collection, and also they will visit the Children Museum and have activities and have fun during this visit. There is a very exciting experience inside the Children Museum. In a space, they will face 5 kings and queen, and they will receive a call from, for example, Ramses II, Sekner Rata'a, Queen Nefertari, and through the phone call, they will learn more about her life, for example, her achievement, how she helped the king, or she was a queen, a king, king and queen, because Queen Hatshepsut called herself King Hatshepsut. And this is very interactive, and children, while they visited the Children Museum for 2 months ago, we saw in their faces that they are interacting and enjoying the phone call through these 5 kings and the queens.
That was our tour at GEM on exclusive with Taghreed Hussein, a place second to none. The Grand Egyptian Museum remains unparalleled all over the world, always a source of pride. Join us on another edition of Exclusive. you.